You can see the DC motors turning, and we use the code. And then we have the solenoids, which have a magnetic field. So you can feel a magnetic as you take it out and put it back in. And then you can also do it with the bigger one. Take it out and put it back in. Okay, so this is the first switch. Okay, now the second switch. Okay, now the third switch. Okay, and the last switch. This. Okay, this is the IR sensor. So right now it's at 6. She'll put her hand above it and see how the values are consistent. When she moves it up, the values decrease. As she goes closer, the values will increase. Closer, and then the values have increased. Go ahead.
So as we turn it down, we get a voltage that's lower than 10,023, and as we turn it on the other side, the voltage increases, as we can see from these values. So as we turn it in one direction, so let's say to the right, it's going to show us that it's -1, and then the count number, like the number on the left, says the amount of times we're rotating it. And then so if we go to the other side, it'll give us a 1, and then same thing, the amount of times we're rotating it, or the number of clicks. So for the first task, we're supposed to turn on the green light every time we press on the button. So once it's clicked, it turns on. Once it's clicked, it turns off. And we can see here, every time we click it. So for our third task, we have the encoder, the motor, and both switches attached to the board. So from the printed values, we can see that the last column is the speed and is 0 because nothing's happening. And the encoder is also 0, the encoder counts. So as we raise it up, so the right side is negative and the left side is positive. As we raise it up, the minimum speed that we're giving the motor is 137, because that's when we realized it started actually moving. So here the speed is increasing every notch, every time we turn the encoder, until it reaches its maximum speed, which is whenever the encoder count reaches 160. So when we reach 160, it's going to reach 255 of its speed. So it's going up, 255. That's its maximum speed. So that's when the motor will actually so once we reach this maximum speed, we can turn the green light switch. So right now nothing is on, but when you press on it, the motor turns in one direction, so it's counterclockwise, and the green light is on. So when we release the button, it's off and nothing is moving. If we press on the other switch, it turns red, and the motor is turning in the other direction, so clockwise direction. And when we press on both of these together, nothing is turning on, and nothing is moving. So here we can see we can drop the encoder count down, and the speed is decreasing. The speed is going to decrease once it reaches below 160. It starts going down a notch. And again, we can press on the button and see the motor speed.